It's an honor and a privilege for me to be selected into the first set of inductees of Barvalipe Academy. Barvalipe, pride. I'm so proud of ERIAC and of all that it represents. And it's a responsibility that I'm happy to take up to help to safeguard the future of ERIAC and to commemorate, to remember, to document, and to preserve the history of the Romani people in Europe and across the world. As I think about what the possibilities of ERIAC are and what our future looks like together, I think one of the key parts is to really, for us to come together and think creatively about what it means to preserve our history, to record our history, to make sure that our history continues to live amongst ourselves in this generation and for future generations. Because that history, the history of Romani people in Europe, the history of Romani people across the globe, is one of centrality and of marginality. Our art, our music, our knowledge, our work have been central to what it means to be European and central to the production of Europe. Our labor has built castles, our labor has forged cooking utensils and jewelry, has harvested crops, has produced food, has created all that we understand as Europe. Our horses have moved people in times of peace and in war, and our citizens across Europe and across the world have contributed to what we understand as culture, what we understand as everyday life, and have been central parts of all of that. And yet we've continued to be marginalized. And ERIAC really represents something new, something that can shift that, can help us to understand better the ways in which we are central to European history, the ways in which we are central to the history of the world. We can understand that through a commemoration of the times when people have tried to destroy us, through pogroms, through anti-Gypsy laws, times when it's been illegal to speak our language, when it's been forbidden to self-identify as Romani people, and when actually the culmination of that has been genocide. You know, during the Holocaust, 500,000 of our people were murdered, and so many more lived as survivors who were unrecognized and forgotten. And that, the repercussions of that have really lasted until today, where we still see people thinking that it's acceptable to treat us as if we don't belong, as if we don't deserve to exist, as if our lives are not worth living. And so, for me, to be part of ERIAC and to be part of Barvalipe, to recognize that history, to preserve all that we know of ourselves, the beauty, the commemoration of all that we've contributed, but also to remember all that we've suffered, becomes central to us really forging a future where not only it exists in the place of ERIAC, right, where that future is not just about ERIAC, it's about all of us. And in that way, to move beyond and to understand what it means to combat and to work through perhaps that centralization and the marginalization, and to come to something else, to come to a place where we're proud of ourselves, where we're proud of our history, and where we're optimistic for our future. And that's why ERIAC's so important. You know, it's our home, it's something that we've built, and that we'll continue to build together. And for me, that's where the Barvalipe comes, right? The honor, the pride of being able to work together, of being able to forge a future together, of being able to work and to make sure that Europe is a place where we belong and that the world is a place where we belong. Happy birthday, ERIAC. We're so glad you belong to us. Opre Romale.